Imagine this, you finally got to the company you always wanted, filled with supportive and friendly employees that fill the room with an aura that is easily contagious. Finally got your first love. When it was the end of the day, you and your co-workers drank, shared laughter, and it was overall a lovely night. Until it wasn't. There's not really a lot of anime in this zombie genre, let alone good ones. High School of the Dead was great, but there was a lot of scenes that was... interesting. That isn't to say I didn't like it, it's just not something I would be watching in the living room blasting on the speakers. The manga was written by Haro Aso. If by any chance his name sounds familiar to you, he is also the writer of Alice in Borderland. I haven't watched Alice in Borderland, but a lot of people really like the live action on Netflix, so that explains why Zom 100 is this good. After working his ass off for years in a mind-numbing company, 24-year-old Akira lost his will to live. But when a zombie apocalypse arrives and wreaks havoc in Japan, this pushes him to be sincere to himself and finally do what he wishes to do. And what better way to do that than to make a bucket list? Now he embarks on a mission to complete all of the 100 items before he becomes a zombie. What I like about the first episode of this anime is it portrays really well how making your work your whole life will burn you out, and overworking your employees will up their mental health and overall well-being. Mapa. It shows you that pleasing other people or living to someone else's standards is not really worth it in the end. Oh, look at this! My lovely co-worker is going in my boss's room that looks like one of those ugly bastards in a hentai. What could possibly go wrong? Akira's bright smile dropped, and his only source of motivation and happiness from this hell is now gone. It's kinda ironic how before the apocalypse he was already figuratively a zombie, and later on became more human. I mean, bro looks like Eren Yeager in this scene. And how hard are you even working your employees to make them say that a zombie apocalypse feels like heaven than a corporate job? But all of his suffering will soon end as we advance onto the climax. Akira wakes up again, getting ready for work as usual with his soulless eyes as he hears faint screams of his department chief. He receives a paper on his door stating that he forgot to pay the bike space. He goes to his landlord only to find out that he's in the middle of breakfast. I mean, look at him tearing the up. Akira stares at him shockingly. The landlord is rushing to him as Akira is sprinting away. No, but like countless of zombies are chasing him and he's still worried about being late for work? I mean, talk about being committed. But as he discerns the situation, lifeless, colorless, and monochrome became full of colors. Akira feels alive more than ever. His optimistic and lively nature came back. The anime portrays Akira's life really well. The sense of happiness we get when he was finally free from his job, as if we're also on his shoes and feeling his emotions. The feeling of being free from chains and doing whatever you want, and the warmth of being in tranquility and living a simple life. Overall, this anime is already heading to a good direction. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly suggest you go and watch it. The first episode has a great hook and the animation is awesome. And yeah, that's all. Goodbye.